Fenriz talking. Isengard Høstmørke, second solo album. Recorded from May 94 until March 95. Not sure if it was intended to be a full album or... I mean, I'd quit my lines, or cut the lines to Peaceful Records at the time, so I guess I was always talking to Satyr, and he was into and supportive of the Isengard stuff from the get-go. He'd heard the first album, so really possible that we were talking about just, you know, I was continuing to make songs, and then it would be round up as an album eventually. If you call this folk metal, it's just rather decent, not so silly and spastic and merry and jumbled. Again, when I'm talking about solo albums, you just see other artists singing and then just hiring in musicians, having help in the studio, all that thing. Well, Isengard started with a demo in 1989, where I played everything, made every song, and I also recorded and engineered the whole thing. And it's the same thing with this album and also the first Isengard album. It's a real solo, like it's all me, even the studio engineering and the recording techniques, everything. That's why it sounds so scruffy. The album cover was a photo taken by Satyr on a trip he set up for us in September of 94 to go to Pillarguritoppen, also known from the seminal folk album from the Norwegian band called Folk from the 70s. And that's really my hard line when it comes to folk rock. It's absolutely fantastic. Folk rock from the 60s and 70s, great. Folk rock, great. Folk metal should in most cases be deleted. I think it's it's a horrible form of music, actually. And I might have contributed to that. I might also have contributed to make folk some cool or decent folk metal songs that aren't spastic and merry and all that junk that came later on in the 90s. I reckon Skyclad was the first folk metal act, and Isengard was probably the second. I don't count the Battery Viking albums, as that is a style on its own. But what this track is inspired by kind of beats me. Probably some Battery-ish. Yeah, definitely Battery-ish. But then with clear vocals. Ingen dager mer, så var der ingen dager mer. Then there were no more days. This is Aldran from Dødheimsgard. Thanks, man. I Actually, I really enjoy these folkish tunes way more than the folkish ones on the Vinterskugge, the first Isengard album. Then there's a little skit here, a little new traditional chant. Lyrics, as it were, taken from a lyric book from Norwegian poets. So no reprinting of those.
Landet og havet det viser seg flott. Staut er vårt norske rike.
Take it away. Bring it home now. Yes. Now we'll have a song that's really akin to the stuff on the first Isengard album, or Isengard as some would pronounce this band name. Probably the first song recorded for this release. And as usually, it's recorded on Necrohell Studio, the studio that the guys from Valhall bought, mini studio, 4 tracks. They bought it in '87, and I started lending it in '89 and recorded on it until 1995. Probably the freshest song on this release or the newest one was the last one I ever recorded myself on that studio. Probably. As usual, the technique of doing a solo project like this is I have to make the songs first on guitar, and then I have to memorize it in my head as I do the drums first. Drums should always be first when doing solo stuff like this. Drums should always be first. Anyway, never play drums after the guitars or something like that. That's just plain stupid. It doesn't work. Then I just have to do the drums, and when the drum track is laid down, then just do the guitars and the bass and the vocals. Usually I have some beers when I do the vocals, and no beers on the other instruments. I'm having a beer now, as it were. Yep. Typical sort of middle part riff that Storm of Evil, the song from Vinterskugge, has. But here with some synthesizers as well, making it a bit more epic. Quite enjoyable, actually. How I fitted all those things, even the synthesizer, into 4 tracks, I actually can't tell you. Don't remember.
som den far farer fram. Havet skal deg dere pass, som flokket seg om ham.
That is pure drama when you sing off key like that, just to enhance the effects and the vibe. But many times there have been like playing mistakes that are of course not on purpose in Darkthrone career and of course also on the Isengard releases. But usually when the vocals are that weird, it's on purpose. Angrier than Angry Anderson. Yeah, very typical Bathory ending of the song. Isn't this another ditty that comes? Yeah, it is. Little ditty. This is the kind of thing that makes you just want to delete folk metal. Especially when bands are inspired by this and then they start doing those double bass drum stuff and a lot of, they play it like they would play some death metal or whatever. It's horrible. Keep it to a minimum, at least. Weird that people would actually want to play folk metal, but what they're actually doing is taking all the folk out of it, replacing it with some spastic metal. Can't remember it being any Darkthrone equipment in my living room, the rehearsal place, the studio for these recordings. At this time, 94 to 95, all the equipment must have been Valhalls, like guitar, bass stuff, effects, pedals, but my drum kit always remained my own. And here in the inner cover, we can see the symbol that I found in a store selling craftsmanship in '93. I saw the symbol on a chain to wear around my neck, and I just decided that's my symbol. I even printed it here on the inner sleeve and took the song title from Dark Angel, Death is Certain, Life is Not, and I also tattooed this on my left upper arm. Then in 2000, the year 2000, I read an interview with Quorthon from Bathory, and the interview was from 1998, and I see around his neck he has the same fucking symbol, which means both of us saw the symbol, liked it a lot, and decided to wear it, because we of course never had any contact. It would be very out of line for me to contact Quorthon and go like, I'm your fan and blah blah blah, I respect what you do, like people always do to me. I don't understand why they do it. Idolism should be abolished. Abolished! Coming right up now is probably my fave song ever done for Isengard, and also you can hear on this sometimes people call me the drummer of Darkthrone, and I'm not a fucking drummer, okay? On this song you could hear that the instrument I really have passion for is bass, actually. Drums are not important. The bass playing is important. This is probably my best folk metal song, but I wouldn't call it folk metal. It's more Viking metal, yeah. And the bass playing is inspired by the bassist of Uriah Heep. The bass playing on Sweet Freedom with Uriah Heep.
Stille storm og ensomhet blir.
I like.
Som himmelen den i skogen, slår inn på samme tråd.
Music very inspired by Bathory's Hammerheart or Twilight of the Gods album from 89-91. Lyrics again taken from Norwegian poets, so they will not be printed. There's a reason why I chose just to have two lyrics printed on this album. So you gotta respect that. I gotta respect my choice from back then too. I just have the poem in front of me and improvise. Drums inspired by some Candlemass song from the first album. The hi-hat thing I do here. You know, the Epicus, Doomicus, Metallicus album from Candlemass, 86, always had a huge influence on me. It still has, I guess. The epic doom metal, Holy Shrine, man. Check the bass, check the bass. Song title means over the moors so desolate they sing the desolation. Probably the atmosphere I want to create too musically on this. The moors, the wide outlook, all that thing. Struggling on the vocals here. Just improvising the whole thing like that, I didn't make it easy on myself. But at least I know that there's a nerve in the vocal delivery. So it sound real and it sound fresh. Not rehearsed. Not cursed. Yeah, and the extra vocals laid down by Aldran and Vikotnik. I of course had to, when I had the vocal track done, I'd have to jump them in on the same vocal track, just because I just had one vocal track to work with. So this is more or less more black metal feeling. Vikotnik always took pride in having the ability to make really long black metal cries, and that was one of his all-time records, I reckon. I tried to sing this first after like 12 beers, came back the next day, tried to listen to the results, not good. Tried with 6 beers, then better. This is exactly the type of vocals I really don't like anymore at all. Probably not many weeks after I did this either, I was too happy with it. You know, it was what it was like. Anyway, Hawthorne did those kinds of vocals way better on Under the Sign of the Black Mark album already in '86, so go listen to that instead. Practice at home. It wasn't more than a week ago we listened to Under the Sign of the Black Mark in the car going hiking with 3 metal punks from Sweden. So if you haven't already got Under the Sign of the Black Mark by Bathory, you should just immediately get it. The riffs under here really inspired by Bathory as well. Come to think of it, there's a whole lot of Bathory on this Isengard album. And I've said it before too, what he did with those Viking albums, Hammerheart and Twilight of the Gods, was just the opposite of what everyone else in the scene did. He was the man against the world, and that's what I respect. Don't tell me it's gonna be a fast part now. Oh, brother, here we go. Again, I go with a lawn-watering drum beats on top of really melodic riffs. Not a good idea. It's better with a tempo that Varik in Burzum usually did with these kind of riffs. Play it slower on the drums. Has way better effect. And it was really a mistake I felt I did at that time, like 93, 94, 95, when I'd make songs for Darkthrone 2. I just couldn't help myself when there was a lot of slow stuff. I'd have to have like a fast part too. I don't know, I probably saw it from the outside, feeling that people would think it was too monotone or something. So I just wanted some variation. But it was not a good idea. I should have just kept one song, one tempo fast, one song just slow, like that. It's always better.
Rise of the flaming dream.
I fucking hate those vocals, man. Probably inspired, yeah, by Quorthon. Some from Dead, from Mayhem. Some Master's Hammer stuff, maybe. It's just those bands, those vocalists, great, but just don't copy it like this. Not a good idea. Yeah, now imagine those lyrics sung on 12 beers instead of the 6 beers I had here. God damn it. Must have been a riot. That's a rather good riff, if it was played like that on the drums.
Until the night of the rising
Anyway, I'm damn glad that Peaceville wants to re-release this stuff, because this has been not so accessible, but now I hope people can get it easily. This album. And here to show the thrash metal side of things. Black thrash never fucking died. But in the 90s, bands like Aura Noir and Inferno were given a hard time because it wasn't trendy to play black thrash at the time. Fuck the whole scene for that. Aura Noir and Inferno fucking ruled in 94, 95 and whatnot, until that whole black thrash thing was trendy again in the 00s. Fuck the scene, man. Unfortunately, some black metal riffs also found its way into this song, like this part here. Unnecessary.
It's what I want to see.
Yes. Back to the black thresh. And hurry up and buy Destruction's Infernal Overkill if you do not have it. 1985, finest there is.
Axe of battle, crush the face of God. Tormented great soul is what I want to see.
Yeah, so what I feel is that these black metal parts don't really give me much. I'm just always longing for the song to go back into black thrash mode. Yes! Alright!
And the soul of blood has been taken away by the push of the mighty Cthulhu. The universe opens its eyes and shrinks from its total death. Total death!
Bring it home again! We're wrapping it up, wrapping it up right now. Thank you for listening. I'm out of here.